Shinobu Ohtaka, why are you doing this to me? Why are you ripping out my fucking heart right now? Why are you doing this? Like, Magi greatness, anyone? Like, pick up that phone. Because I called it, people. Oh my gosh. Even though I predicted this a few weeks ago, I didn't know if Shinobu would actually go this dark. I had no fucking idea she would actually have the courage to make something so dark. I mean, some manga don't even want to kill off a cat or something. A little kid, and the way it felt so horrible, so gory, so fucked up, and like, I'm speechless. I'm fucking speechless as to like, Shinobu, why? So off the gate with this chapter, I gotta say one of the major things where Solomon went wrong is, in the beginning, trying to comfort Phelan when she immediately snapped, knowing that they're trapped in this barrier and that King David went over to their place. He was trying to comfort her, and he made a promise. You never should make a promise or a declaration that you know you cannot keep. And when he said, don't worry, your son is alive, I am going to save him, we're going to stop them, he fucked up. He should have never said that, because the moment he said that, she is looking at him like, I'm going to trust in King Solomon. I'm going to trust in basically God right now, and I'm going to listen to what he has to say. He is going to save my son. We are going to rescue our people. And that's where Solomon just fucked up big time, because he's already the leader. Everybody is already looking at Solomon for some comfort, something to keep them going. And with him making a declaration of that nature, they're looking at him as, that's factual. He's going to do it. I believe in him. I trust in Solomon. I know that he's going to lead the way and he's going to do what he said he's going to do. And the fact that he can't keep that promise, this is something that is out of his hands, especially when you're fighting against David, this fucking diabolical monster. It was bound to fuck up the situation and the relationship between him and these people. Now, the barrier part of this particular chapter, that was probably the only part of the chapter that I will say was slightly a little bit off, because it was just mainly like, okay, this barrier took centuries to make. It's like King David just went all in, and it felt a little bit complex. I understand. Basically, one of the big things about this chapter is basically Solomon is saying Ugo is the greatest magician in the world. He can even solve something like this that would normally take just centuries to figure out, or even supposed to take days if they're, you know, that damn good. And he did it within, what, 15 minutes or so? So that was the whole point of it, but it just felt a little bit complex. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, yes, you just do X and Y together and Z, and I was just like, huh? But it was just real interesting. The best and the brightest, Ugo, didn't even realize it himself that he was the best and the brightest. All this time, it was just like him always thinking, you know, Solomon, you're the leader, you're the best, you know, I look after you. And I think it took Solomon, you know, his encouragement to finally make Ugo realize this. And just the way he was just like constantly like, no, Ugo, you're the man. You're the one that's doing it. It was both of them encouraging each other, but ultimately Ugo never realized who he is and how good he really is. And for him to get rid of that barrier the way he did, yeah, he had Solomon's help and Solomon's Magi, but at the end of the day, Ugo is a genius. And I think this chapter showed that he's fucking amazing. Like, Solomon is awesome, but without Ugo, I don't think he would have gotten even this far. I quickly want to comment on the art, because people love to go in on that Magi art for some reason, but this chapter, there was like 3 or 4 different times where Ugo alone, those full-blown panels of him looking like, you know, just in amazement with all the light flashing on him. Great shit. Like, the art was definitely on point with this one, and I think she knew she wanted to make the art on point, because this was a very pivotal chapter, because this chapter right here is very important to everything. Not only because of the impact of the ending of it, but just ultimately what it's going to mean towards the future with these characters, so to speak. Like I said before, if you go back to 215, these characters aren't looking at Solomon the way they looked at him during these, you know, flashback chapters that we've seen after that. In 215, Phelan, Wahid, all these people are looking at Solomon and Sheba like they don't give a fuck these people. And that's going to definitely put a strain within the relationship. I wouldn't be surprised if after the fight, we get a few more chapters to see how they distance themselves from Solomon. They'll probably still be within his group and they're still going to follow him, but it's not going to be the same anymore. At the end of the day, Phelan lost her baby boy, and you can't go around that. You just can't. And when they were finally freed from the barrier, and they finally get to their base, and they just see that King David, this savage, this monster, destroyed all of their shit. It really is just like a testament to, first of all, David ain't nothing to fuck with. He's a fucking monster. And also the impact of how Shinobu did that final scene with poor baby Tess. Oh my god, why Shinobu? In the anime, I guarantee you, I didn't cry reading this chapter or anything like that, But this is a tear-worthy moment, especially the way the anime does it. If this ever gets animated, best to believe there's going to be some tears, because when he's saying, it's so hot, you know, what's happening, mommy and daddy saved me, that was just such a fucking sad moment for Phelan to have to witness that. Wahid, a grown-ass man, he couldn't even bear it. I believe he just like turned around and he couldn't look at it because it was just too much for him. And this is going to destroy Phelan mentally. Again, Phelan, she probably will be a part of this Al Tharman brigade. So much is going to change after the events of this, because they still got to finish off this fight with David. I'd imagine Solomon, after this is going to motivate him. I don't give a fuck. Wherever David is, I'm going to rip his head the fuck off and shit's going to get real. So this is going to push Solomon over the edge. Like, he made this declaration and he couldn't complete it because of David. So this is going to push him over the edge. And again, this is a defining moment in Alma-Tehran right now, because it's going to change everything. We still didn't even really get to see what happened to Setta, but you think Ethnon, a strong man like that, is going to go down? Like, a lot is going to change because of this chapter, and it was just a great chapter overall. The only complaint I would say, I felt like it was a bit too complex. I understand at the end of the day that Ugo is amazing, and, you know, Solomon said you are the greatest magician. And I guess also he had a couple of different clues because it was in the same structure as the fortress that Ugo had previously built, but it just felt a little bit complicated. But aside from that, the impact and the progression that this chapter brought forth, oh my god, the relationship strains that is about to occur, everything that is just about to happen, this is guaranteed the seeds that have been planted for the ultimate fall into depravity for a lot of these people. And this is the defining moment. I'm giving this chapter a 9.5 out of 10. Damn near perfect. I just felt like the Ugo stuff a little bit complicated, but again, it was just overall to show how fucking incredible he is. And I'm just curious to see what some of these other characters are going to think about this. Sheba, how is she going to feel? How is she going to react to this? Because they all just look shocked as fuck. Like, even Arba, this cold bitch, like, she even looked shocked. They're all just surprised and, like, distraught at this moment, because this is their home as well. Not only did they lose their loved ones, they lost their home. So this is going to be war right now. I mean, it's already war, but you think that all of these people, they're going to go, like, if their life, well, their life does depend on it, but they're going to go full balls to the wall crazy. And I'm interested to see how this goes out. Maybe in the end, Phelan will fucking put her staff at Solomon and say, I'm going to kill you, and something will happen to stop that for now. But this was just a defining moment, and again, a fucking damn near perfect chapter. It was like, poor fucking baby Tess. Like, Shinobu, you're a cruel woman. But let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. First of all, what did you think regarding that ending, that impactful, carnage-filled ending with Tess dead, and more than likely Setta's going to be dead, if not completely injured to the point of dying? And also, what did you think about just Ugo being the greatest magician, apparently, according to Solomon? Did you feel it was a little bit too complex for you, the whole situation with Ugo getting the barrier open for them? And just your overall thoughts of the chapter. Again, I was just a little bit mind-blown. Like, I predicted it a few weeks ago, but I didn't really think, like, Shinobu would really go that dark. Like, goddamn. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, you can do so as well. That'd be awesome. Fucking, like, oh my god, that was such a dark ending. ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.